Yep, I matched my wall today. What can I say? Hey, and welcome back. Let's A some of your cues. These series of videos are going to be dedicated to answering some of your questions. A viewer was wondering what my process was when I started to look at a new piece of music from a historical perspective. I like to think about what the Gamba professor at Indiana University would tell me. She would always ask, what do I need to know to play this piece? Well, I've clearly mastered the violin, so don't worry about it. I can totally sight read this. As you're going to find out, it's not that simple. Remember that historical performance is all about understanding the context behind the piece that you're about to play. You eel skin, you dry neat's tongue, you bull pizzle, you stockfish. So that probably didn't make any sense. What if I told you that's an excerpt from Shakespeare's play Henry IV? Oh, for breath to utter what is like thee, you tailor's yard, you sheath, you bow case, you vile standing tuck. Not necessarily an insult we use today. So yeah, context can be extremely important in helping you understand why someone might be calling you a bow case. My goal in this video and the next one is to offer you a brief guide of the kinds of questions you can ask when you start a new piece of music. I also want to point out that most of these questions won't have just one right answer, and the further you go into the past, the more gray areas you're going to find. My hope is that you use these ambiguities for a more creative and unique performance. Now let's take Marco Uccellini's Sonata Seconda from Opus 4 as an example. The first question to research is who the composer really is, and to gather as much information as you can get to transport yourself back in time. Marco Uccellini, meaning Mark Littlebird, was born in the early 1600s and began his violin studies in Assisi, Italy sometime before 1939. He likely would have studied with Giovanni Battista Buonamente, who was one of the earliest violin composers, a member of the Franciscan order, and may have worked under Monteverdi. Around 1639, Uccellini moved to Modena, was appointed head of instrumental music at Este Court, and became the Maestro di Cappella at the cathedral there, where he remained until 1665. Francesco I became heir to the Este Court in 1629, and therefore would have been Uccellini's patron. Money means power. It sure does, and it brings me to the printed book where we find Uccellini's Sonata Seconda, which was published in 1645 and was dedicated to the Prince of Modena. These pieces likely would have been performed before they were published, which were a troubling few years for Francesco. Francesco's first son and Prince of Modena was born in 1632 and named Alfonso, likely after Francesco's father, but unfortunately he died shortly after birth. Francesco's second son, also named Alfonso, was born in 1634 and went on to become duke after his father. So the question is, which Prince of Modena was Uccellini's book dedicated to? Luckily, we've been left with some clues. In his dedication to Opus 4, Uccellini wrote, "To your serene highness, who shines over Italy like a new sun." The new sun, I assume, refers to the second prince, the Alfonso who has lived past his childhood by the time of the book's publication. Unfortunately, Alfonso was very sick throughout his life and died at the age of 28, only 4 years after he became duke. But that wasn't known at the time of this book's publication. Uccellini left a legacy of 7 printed instrumental collections that expanded the range of the violin and developed the sonata form. Great, I can play it now. Yes, we have the context now, but I still have a few more questions. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're curious to see the second part of this video, you can click the subscribe button right there and it'll let you know when my next video is up. If you want to know more about this channel, you can click on a trailer down there somewhere. And if you want to see my previous video, I've put it up right there. Until next time, don't forget, stay hip.
You ain't just exactly